another day, another week. I am on my way to school. Not sure what we're gonna do today. I think we're just gonna go over the Explorers today, since that's what we did for reading. We learned about the Urban Explorer, the 11, 12 type Explorer mostly. There was a couple others too, like the pigtail, but we didn't really go into details for that one. Afterwards, I think in lab we're just gonna practice positioning, since we're nearing towards the end of the semester, and we do have to do an assessment, I think on the last day of class, but we'll see. I do have my new bag with me. I put all my scrubs, my emergency socks in there, and my blood pressure cuff and stethoscope. So that will be my new clinic bag to bring around with clinic, because before I was using the red Colgate bag and not a lot of stuff was fitting. So we'll try that out, see how it works. I'll see you guys once I get to school. Hey, I've arrived to school. I'll see you guys once I get out of class. So I just got out of class and we're doing a quick lunch break. Let me show you what we have. Celine has her tamales that we made the other day. Go ahead and open it. Alright, Celine, go ahead and show them why I fold the tamales the way I do. So we got our little tamalito from the other day. We're gonna unwrap. Comes apart nice and easy. And this is the best part right here. So you grab it, pull a little bit. Oh, you see that? You see that? Look at that. Look at that. There's nothing on there. You see? It came out all in one piece. Okay, and let me show you guys. I'm gonna open it up. Yes, we got the chicken, potato, carrots, onion, celery, pepper jack cheese. And it's absolutely delicious. Okay, you're probably wondering what was the point of wrapping it if we're just gonna split it open. This is just to show you what's inside, okay?
And you can add crema, or I think in English is sour cream, or like more salsa.
Yes, we forgot to bring some today, so this is what we're working with. But that's okay.
It's still good.
It's delicious.
Yes.
Okay, so if you guys ever want to make tamales, watch my other vlog, the previous one from week 5. I show you guys how we made the tamales so that they come out all in one piece and they don't rip out when you open them. Okay, let me know if you guys would be interested in like a full video as to how we make these tamales. The one that I just showed you is just one of the ways that we fill them. You can put anything you want inside of the tamales. There's even some that are like sweet. They're like pink in color. So there's no limit. If it fits in the corn husk leaf, you can make it, okay? Do it to your own liking, all right? Okay, let me show you. We have some pineapple. This is not pineapple. We have we have sandía, watermelon with grapefruit, and you know what? They were in the same bag, and the watermelon absorbed the taste of the grapefruit, and it tastes bad. So I don't know if I'll eat it. I probably will. And then we have a Honeycrisp apple, yellow peach, y dos mandarinas. I feel like that's a lot of fruit. It's okay. I did have a little trail mix snack earlier when I was taking a break, but we'll see. I ate it. the last 2 pieces. It didn't taste good. It was the watermelon, the last 2 pieces, no. Okay, and the reason why I was so excited was because I talked to the program director of the program, and she gave me permission to start recording in class, as long as I don't show anything to identify the school or record anybody without permission. I'm really excited because I'm gonna bring you guys along and start recording from the inside so you guys can actually see what I'm doing instead of just talking about it. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and eat and then head over to the library to study, and then we'll be all set. Okay, we're at the library. We're just going to study for a little bit and then head over to class. Okay, so this is our study area for today. I just want to show you guys what I've been learning in class. I'm going to be trying to use the Explorers for the first time, And I want to start off with an example. We're going to do tooth number 3, which is the molar on the top right. To start off with, we'll have the patient with the chin tilted back. We're going to be sitting at the 9 o'clock position here. And the top of the patient's head will be 12, and the chin will be 6 o'clock. And on the other side will be 3 o'clock. Now, somebody in my class suggested that we use our chapstick to prop open the mouth. So that's what we're going to try. And normally we would be retracting with a mirror, but I'm going to go ahead and use my finger just for the purposes of this video. And we're going to start off with number 3 buccal. So tooth number 3 is 1, 2, 3, that tooth right there. And I'm going to be trying to find the correct working end for this tooth. So what I have here is an 11-12 Explorer. So the 11 end is this end over here, and the 12 end is that end over there. Now, in order to see that I have the correct end, I'm going to place it in between the teeth like that. And now that part that I'm pointing to there, that's the lower shank. That part needs to be parallel to the tooth. Now, the top part right there, that's the functional shank. That part needs to be up and out of the mouth. So right there is not the correct working end, since the functional shank is pointing to the back of the mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and try the other side. So now that I've inserted the other side, you can see that the lower shank is parallel to the tooth and the functional shank is pointing out of the mouth. So this is the correct end of the instrument to use on the mouth. And here I am comparing it one more time so you can see. Lower shank is parallel, but the functional shank is pointing to the back of the mouth. So this is the incorrect working end. The other side, as you can see, it's parallel, and that part right there is pointing out of the mouth. So this is the correct end of the instrument to use for number 3 buccal, which I believe is the number 12. Now that we have the correct working end, I'm going to show you what my modified pen grasp looks like. So as you can see here, I have a C shape with my thumb and pointer finger. Now, I do have a small space in between those two fingers, and that serves to roll the instrument as I go around the tooth. And my middle finger, the side of my middle finger needs to be on the shank. The shank is that part right there. So it needs to be on there so that I can feel the vibrations coming in from the working end, which is that tip right there, the very tip of the instrument. I want to show you what type of instrument I have here, so let's take a closer look. So the very tip of the instrument right there is going to be used to make contact with the tooth. And if I turn this instrument to the side, so from the working end there to the first bend right there is going to be your lower or functional shank, and from the working end all the way to that second bend right there is going to be your functional shank. So from there to there is the lower shank, and from there to there is going to be the functional shank. Now this instrument is known as a complex instrument because of all the bends that it has. Now I want to show you this other instrument over here. This is an Orban Explorer. Now this instrument is a straight or simple shank because there are no bends to the shank at all. If we hold them side by side, you can clearly see the one on the left has multiple bends. That is the complex instrument, and the one on the right has no bends at all, making it a simple shanked instrument. Now, I was right about this instrument before. This is used for the anterior teeth. Now, that one over there can be used for both the anterior teeth and the posterior teeth, but it works better for the posterior teeth. All right, now I'm gonna actually start to practice. So I'm gonna put my fulcrum finger 1 to 4 teeth away. So we wanna start off right there in the distal buccal line angle, and we're going to work our way from there all the way to about halfway through the distal surface, and then we're going to pull out and then reinsert from the distal buccal line angle and work our way all the way around to about the halfway of the mesial surface. Now to start off with, we want to insert the instrument with the working end facing down. So we want to insert with the little tip right there, the tip there, facing down into the gums, like so. And then we straighten the instrument so that the lower shank is parallel to the tooth. And then we're going to slowly use our wrist activation and rock back and forth until we get about halfway to the distal surface. Now that we're done with that surface, we're going to readjust and turn the instrument so that it is facing outside of the mouth, and we're going to reinsert at the distal buccal line angle and slowly work our way across the buccal surface until we reach the mesial surface, about halfway of the mesial surface. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I was rolling the instrument between my thumb and the pointer finger, and the reason we do that is so that when we're going around the tooth, the instrument is always adapted or touching the tooth. In this way we avoid poking the gums. Do you guys see how right there in my middle finger there's blanching, that white spot on my finger? It's not supposed to be like that. These are supposed to be very feather-like strokes. So that's another thing that I need to continue working on. So normally we would start off with the most distal tooth, so tooth number 1, and we would work our way across. We'll do the distal surface first, then the buccal, and then the mesial, and go all the way to the premolar, to that tooth right there. Now let's move on to an anterior tooth. The tooth that I'm going to be doing is tooth number 8, the distal surface. Since it's a surface away, we're going to be sitting at the 12 o'clock position. Now for this tooth, we're going to insert at the midline with the tip pointing down, and then we're going to straighten the instrument so that we are parallel, and then we're going to work our way across from halfway of the facial surface to all the way to halfway of the mesial surface. So now, normally we would start off, we would go from canine to canine for the anterior teeth. So let me move on to the next one. So for the anterior teeth, we're doing all the surfaces away. So we'll start at the midline and then work our way all the way across until we reach about halfway point from the distal surface, and then we'll reinsert and then work our way all the way across until we get all the way to the canine. And as you can see, I still have a lot of blanching on that middle finger. This is my first time practicing this, so please bear with me. I am going to get better. It's a work in progress. I did find out what this instrument is for. This is used for cavity detection, and we're not going to be working with this instrument until next year. So let's try another tooth. I want to try doing number 14 buccal, which is a molar tooth on the maxillary. So that's the tooth right there, and buccal is the cheek surface, so it'll be that surface over there facing the cheek. Now normally for this tooth we would be sitting at the 10 or 11 o'clock position, which is when your torso is facing the right temple of the patient. But for the purposes of this video, instead of retracting with a mirror, I'm just going to kind of turn the head this way so that we can see properly. So now we're going to decide what working end we are going to use. So I'm going to do the same technique as before. We're going to insert in between the teeth. And as you can see here, this is not the correct working end. The functional shank right there is pointing towards the back of the mouth. So we'll try the other end. This other end here is the correct one. The lower shank right there is parallel to the tooth, and the functional shank is pointing outside of the mouth. So this is the correct working end for this particular tooth. See, the functional shank is pointing towards the back of the mouth, so this is not the correct end. We flip over. This is the correct end. This is number 11. So if we check one more time, you see the functional shank is pointing outside of the mouth, so this is the correct end. Now for this, we're going to start off the same as before. We're going to insert with the tip down at the distal buccal line angle right there, and we're going to insert with the tip down like so. And then we'll insert and then straighten the instrument, and we'll work our way across slowly with small strokes until we get about halfway point to the distal surface. And then we're going to pull the instrument out and then work our way across the buccal surface until we reach the halfway point of the mesial surface. Slowly make our way across until we get to the in between. Alright, there we go. So now we're just going to do the same thing with the premolars. We're going to insert at the distal buccal line angle with the tip pointing down, and then I'll make my way across until I reach about the halfway point of the distal surface, and then I will readjust and then insert with the tip down. See right here, this is what I'm having a lot of trouble with. When I insert and then straighten the instrument so that the lower shank is parallel, look at where my working end is ending up. The working end needs to stay there, but it's ending up over there. So I'm gonna keep practicing this. I still need a lot of practice. I think I've managed to keep it on the right side. So I'm just gonna go rocking all the way in the middle between the teeth. Pull out. Look at that blanching, it's not supposed to be there. Into straight so that it's parallel to the tooth. Alright, there we go. I hope this gave you a better idea as to what I've been learning in class. I'm going to keep practicing and then I'll just head over to clinic after this. Alright, I'm in clinic now. Let me show you. Everything fits so much better in this bed. And here I have the clock with the batteries, here, safety glasses. It's so much better than this. Right, so we're taking a quick, like 15-minute break. My wrist and my back are hurting. I still need a lot of practice, but I'm gonna use the rest of the week to keep practicing and hopefully it gets better. Alright, I just got out of class. We did a lot of practicing with the instruments. Before we were just practicing with pencils, but now we actually got to try to practice with the Explorers, which was super helpful. The instructors went around and checked how we were doing things. By the end, I felt a lot more comfortable, but I will keep practicing at home. Now, at the end of class, I got to try on loops with a face shield to see if my face shield would fit, but they did not fit with the loops, so I need to order a new face shield. I have to see where I can get one. Now we're just gonna head home. I'm super hungry and I have to do my post-lab reflection. Where's your bag? I forgot my lunch bag, so I'm gonna go back and get it really quick. Hold up. Let's go. Okay, I just want to show you the face shield that I got. So this is the frame here, and what I like about this one is that there's two face shields that go on it. Let me show you. Alright, the first part goes on the top here, and then the big one will go on the bottom. Now, what I've been having trouble is getting all of the little holes to fit. Once I put the first two in, I can't reach the third and fourth one. So I emailed the seller and they told me that I just have to push with my thumbs. But let me try. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I put in the first one, the second one. But once we get over to this side, hold up. Once we get over to this side, you see the little thing is not lining up. And he told us to push with our thumbs. You know what? Let's remove this first one. To push with the thumbs. Okay, we're here and we have to push with the thumbs. Just got it. And then it like pops out, and these are getting stretched. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I'm gonna like email him and be like, I tried your method and it absolutely does not work. And I spent like close to over $50 on this thing. It came with 5 shields of each. Can I hold it for you? A ver, pues tienen this, but I think it's just gonna keep breaking. Okay, let me hold it right here. It's gotta go in. It will go in. Update, I'm a secret genius and I figured it out. We finally got them all in. Basically, what I had to do was bend the shield so that it was like right on the edge, then squeeze the frame together and slide them in, and then push it in with the thumbs, and it clicked right into place. So this is what it will look like when I'm wearing it. Supposedly the distance here is supposed to fit with the loops. Before, mine didn't work. Let me show you what I look like. I know I still have the blue thing on, but this is kind of what it will look like. I feel like there's plenty of space in here. Can you see me? Hello. There's plenty of space in here to fit the loops. So I'm not gonna take the plastic off until we actually start using them. But these are pretty nice. But I like that this one, you're covered at the top. Your head is covered up at the top a little bit. So with the aerosols in the air, your hair is kind of covered. This one came with 5 shields of each. So 5 of these. We're down to just 4 because we broke one trying to force it in. And so everything was about, I think like $48, but with tax it came up to like 50 something. So if you guys are looking for a face shield, I think this one would be good. I'll let you know how it is once we start actually wearing this during clinic, but I'll keep you guys updated. Bye. I'm home now. I forgot to film an outro for this video, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys tune in for the next video. Bye.